Hey guys, this is Mel, and I am back to talk about The 100, episode 401, titled Echoes, which premiered Wednesday, February 1st, 2017 on the CW. And guys, I'm so excited to talk about this episode and the fact that it's been back. But first things first, huge spoiler alert. I'm going to be spoiling the hell out of this episode, so I really hope you go watch it first before you come check out what I thought about it or what I picked up on it and stuff like that. So warning there for you guys. Otherwise, for my videos, 3 major rules. Only explain it the first time since we're back with the new format. So you are getting this recording the same night I watched the episode for the first time. So according to the clock, it's been 30 minutes since the episode ended for me. So you are getting my first genuine thoughts, impressions, observations, all that stuff from after watching the episode for the first time. So it's fresh in my head and everything like that. Also, I only own my thoughts, theories, opinions, all that good stuff. Anything else I don't own. So like any images from the TV show that I use in the video, if or when I do use them, I don't own those. Those are from the internet. These are just to make the video look nicer when you watch it. So that's the case right there. Also, this video is not being made for profit of any kind. This is strictly for fun. It's for me to share my thoughts with all of you fellow fans of the 100. So with that all said and done, let's get right into it. I'm going to start the 10-minute clock, and let's begin with what happened in this episode. So pretty much timeline-wise, it immediately picks up where the season 3 finale left off in 3:16, and that is with everyone waking up from their trip to the City of Lights, pretty much. Huge episode reminder, I would say, has to be the confirmation that the world is destroying itself, and they really only have 6 months left to live if they don't figure out a way to stop it. So huge task right there. Episode objective, since they always go mission-based with these episodes, I'd have to give it to the Sky people trying to escape Polis alive. Since, according to Indra, over 1,000 Asgada warriors were inside Polis when they all got ejected from the City of Lights. And Asgada doesn't like the Sky Crew, so they kind of want to do a lockdown to kind of figure out the fate, since everyone blames the Sky Crew for all the death that has come, not only from those getting to the City of Light, but those within the City of Light and all that. So there's that. So breakdown from storyline point of view for this episode. Caught 2 different things going on. First one was the confirmation checks about the radiation levels that Allie made. So that's the first one. Second one is saving King Rowan. First storyline, though, dealing with the radiation levels, Bellamy and Clarke asked Raven to look into this, and she looks up the situation, and she finds that by the rate of increase of the radiation levels, they really only have 6 months left to live. Everyone. It's not just only them or only grounders. It's everyone only has 6 months left to live. So with that point on the storyline, we get Bellamy and Clarke at the very end of the episode going to return to their fellow delinquents back in Arcadia to help find a solution for this nuclear meltdown. Now, storyline number 2 was pretty much saving King Rowan. Essentially saving King Rowan because of the fact that he's the only one that could vouch for kind of the dynamic between him and Clarke, since they did make a deal before they stepped foot in Polis and he got shot. So Clarke kind of needed him alive to kind of, because it was her word against the supposed word of a supposed dead man. So eventually King Rowan is saved. He's brought back to consciousness, and Clarke strikes a deal with Rowan and finalizes it by giving him the flame, pretty much telling him that he could pick. No commander is going to rule over his people unless he decides on it, since he's going to be the keeper of the flame now, which is a huge step because Rowan knows that how important that flame is to Clarke. The fact that she's giving it over is a huge sign of what she's telling. She also tells him about the whole Earth being destroyed in 6 months. So there's that because of this, Rowan doesn't tell anybody about it, but he does officially honor the coalition and grants Sky Crew as the 13th clan. And he states that everyone is going to follow the coalition until the next Nightblood ascends as the rightful commander. So it kind of little buys them some time, but then that might be an issue since Ontari kind of killed the next generation of Nightbloods that we know of, like Aiden and all the other little kids. So there might be some time. Also, at the end of the episode, we see Kane and Abby remaining behind in Polish so they can keep Rowan alive on the throne. So that's where the two groups kind of split off. Last moments of the episode showed the nuclear fog burning up everything in its path, and it seemed to have been set in a desert location from the looks of it. I'm not sure if it's actually originally a desert or if it just happened to be a desert because of what happened over the last couple decades, but it kind of looked similar to where Jaha had landed while he crash landed in the missile, if that makes any sense. I think they called it the Dead Zone. I have to check it out though. But that was what happened in the final moments of the episode. Now, tidbits. We found out that Raven can code when she was never a coder. So according to Jasper, Raven got an upgrade courtesy of Allie. Also, we found out that Jasper was close to committing suicide moments before he was told that everyone has only 6 months left to live. And also, we found out that Rowan hasn't been home in the Ice Nation in 3 years. So he's been cast out for 3 years, which kind of puts his relationship with all the other Asgada warriors on the rocks. Now, ship status. If you already seen my past videos, you already know I'm a big Bellamy and Clarke shipper. So I'm glad to say that they were both on the same side, working together, kind of reminiscent of what we saw in season 1 and season 2 when they decided to be partners in the leadership role. So there's that. We also get Monty and Harper officially deciding to go forward as a couple. So there's that. We can see Kane and Abby. They're back to worrying about each other. Before they were at odds with each other because of the little chip thing in Abby. So there's that. Also, we have Murphy and Mori leaving Polis to find a safety elsewhere after originally thinking that they could find it in Arcadia. Not the case for them anymore. So what was the most shocking moment of the episode for me? I think it has to be the very close call we got with Jasper. The way he was setting everything up, he had everything really planned. He was covering all his loose ends. And then it was just the fact that Monty happened to knock on his door and say that he needed him. And then he had the news that they're all going to die anyways in 6 months, kind of persuading him away from committing suicide because it's already going to happen in 6 months. So why not just wait type thing? But that was very surprising. I mean, I knew over the summer I heard of that how this route for Jasper was a possibility that they had kind of trashed for the near the end of the season, but I was surprised that it got to this point for Jasper. But then again, I'm not surprised because of all the pain he's been dealing with, the fact that he wanted to go to the City of Lights to escape the pain, escape losing Maya, and then the fact that he wants to go back there again after it's been destroyed. So it just made me feel really bad for Jasper. I'm wondering if anyone else noticed just how far he was willing to go type thing. But moving on, top 3 favorite moments. Let's cheer this up right now. Huge one is Bellamy and Clarke. Like I said, huge shipper of them. But I really like the fact that they're making calls together. They have each other's backs, thanking each other, joking around a little bit with their little teasing comments. It's just, I really like that after what we had with them last season, with them at odds with each other, just not working together or not being on the same page. It was great to see them back together as a well-oiled machine. Definitely reminds me of when they had leadership together before they got separated with Mount Weather. So I just really liked that they were on the same page together. They had each other's backs. Like I said, I really like it when the two of them work together, and it definitely shows in this episode a lot when Bellamy got really protective over Clarke whenever her life was threatened the most. He'd always try to intervene, or he'd always try to draw the attention to him in a sense. So it's just, yeah, I always like seeing that stuff. Next favorite moment for me has to be when Clarke striked up that deal with Rowan. I really like the two of them, like dynamic-wise. I really like the possibility of what they could achieve together as King and as Waheda. Just the two leadership roles that they carry. They could accomplish a lot if they forgot about everyone else's issues. But it was just great to see that Rowan was actually willing to listen to Clarke, hear what she had to say, and they calmly tried to compromise in a way that got both sides what they wanted, and in the end they did get that. Rowan granted the coalition and made promise of keeping the coalition and granting Sky Crew immunity like all the other clans, and Clarke gave Rowan the flame, which is something that all clans would follow the holder of the flame type thing. So I always like it when those two are on screen together. I was so glad that he survived and that they and at the moment where she needed him most, like, he called for the Echo to hold off of beheading Clarke just the moments after he had waken up. So it's like good timing on that part. But I was like, my heart was pounding. It's like, yes, if there was ever a time for you to wake up, now would be the time. Although a few seconds sooner would have been better. But you know what I mean. So anyways, next favorite moment has to be Octavia the ninja. Especially when she goes in killing the guards to get the Clarke and Abby to an unconscious Rowan. I really like. I know this sounds bad, but considering how long Octavia has been on Earth, her skills have really improved. Like seriously on point. She could really be like. She really could be a ninja. She took out 2 experienced Asgada guards. There's a timer. She took out a healer with a spear throw. I mean, it's impressive yet scary, and we saw that in Abby's reaction to how Octavia dealt with the enemy. So I like that we actually got to see right off the bat how far Octavia is willing to go and just what her skill set is. So there's that. Moving on to top 3 peeved moments. I only have one peeve, and that was with Murphy, and he just left Bellamy high and dry after Bellamy pretty much handed over his gun and kind of showed him, like, okay, I'm trusting you to watch my back. And then Murphy just walked away to save his own butt. It's like, yes, I shouldn't be surprised because that's kind of Murphy's MO, but I thought we were past this for him. I thought he was making progress and everything, but guess not. So that was the only peeve I had. What moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode? I think it has to be the fact that the delinquents took charge in Polis. The reason I say that is because essentially, really, it's Clarke, Bellamy, and Octavia who did all the action pretty much. We have Clarke trying to negotiate with Rowan. You have Bellamy trying to negotiate Echo, which is really a distraction. You have Octavia being the muscle by protecting Clarke and Abby and getting the gruesome mission done with. And that only occurred to me when Kane and Abby commented on the fact that the youth have inherited the Earth type thing, and like now they're the ones that have to save it before 6 months is up type thing. So I don't know why, it's just like to have those 3 core delinquents in the center of a city surrounded by people that have so much more experience than they could ever have, given the ages and the surroundings and stuff like that. They're still the ones that call the shot. They're still the ones that are leading their specific faction of the mission. So I thought that was interesting. I'm definitely going to remember that part for sure. Moving on, though, random questions, because I'm delaying right here. First one is, did anyone notice that Echo has no scarification on her face like all the other Asgada warriors have? They all have some kind of scarring somewhere noticeable to kind of distinguish the fact that that's their identifier. And yet Echo doesn't have one. She doesn't have any from what I could see. So I'm just wondering if anyone else noticed that or if there's a reason behind that anyone knows of. Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear about that. Next question. Will Monty accidentally find Jaspers' goodbye letter to him? Because all we saw is Jasper flip it over so that Monty doesn't see his name. But he didn't throw it out, he didn't rip it up, or he didn't burn it or anything like that. So I'm wondering if Monty will ever come across it and wonder what it is and then confront Jasper about it. So there's that. Last question. Do the only people who know about the radiation threat level, are those the main delinquents that we deal with? Kane, Abby, Indra, and Roan. Are they the only ones that know about it? If so, was Jaha clued in when he kind of smuggled Octavia into the king's quarters? So I guess that's a question there. I'm wondering how long that secret's gonna stay just amongst them if that's the case. So there is that. Moving on to predictions, though, very quickly. Based off the promo for 402, it looks like a hydro generator, which is explosive, is going to be needed, but it's found inside of Ice Nation territory. Apparently, there are going to be some slaves that need to be rescued, and it's going to have to be a choice between salvaging the hydro generator or using it to free the slaves. That's my interpretation of the promo that was released. So there's that. Also, we see the return of Miller and his boyfriend Brian. So it seems to be a delinquent focused mission for this hydro generator. Based off the synopsis, though, for 402, it reads that the burden of leading weighs heavily upon Clarke and Bellamy when different challenges force them to determine who will live and die. So it's going to be a rough day in the office for those two from the sounds of it, but that's what it. What did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, theories, opinions, but what you think is going to happen next. Also, if you want, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos if you haven't done so already, and also check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. Every blog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, synopses, news of anything related to the TV shows I'm interested in. Usually the ones I talk about in my videos will have their own Tumblr page and with their associated tags. So go check that out if you want to find everything in one place. I'm pretty good with that. But yeah, otherwise, WordPress, it's also connected through there as well for a little more organization. So you can follow me there if you like as well. And that's about it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you come back next week to hear what I have to say about the next episode. But until next time, guys, this is Mel. Wishing you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.